All right, let's get started. Set this off. Everyone, thank you for coming. Welcome to the Option Circle webinar. We have a great presentation for you guys tonight and a special guest. But first, I want to thank Market Rebellion, Git Pro, and Raging Bull for making this happen. And before getting going, let's read this disclaimer here.
All right.
The information provided in this webinar is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice, investment recommendations, or an endorsement of any specific strategies or securities. Option Circle, Market Rebellion, Moneta Advisory Partners, organizers, and its presenters do not provide personalized financial, legal, or tax advice. Trading and investing involve risk, and past performance does not guarantee future results. All participants should conduct their own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Option Circle, Market Rebellion, Moneta Advisory Partners, and organizers, and its affiliates are not liable for any trading outcomes based on the content presented in this session. By participating in this webinar, you acknowledge and accept that all trading and investment decisions are solely your responsibility.
Fantastic, Felix.
Shishu Betty, our CEO, you're up. We want to hear your vision. Floor is
Yeah, hi
yours.
guys. Hi everyone. I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for joining. Nice to see you all too. Like to also thank you, our organizers, Market Rebellion, Kid Pro, and Raging Bull. We really appreciate that. Option Circle has built a very powerful platform for automated trading and AI-driven strategies. Again, I would like to rephrase that it's a broker agnostic platform where we have seamless integrations with the existing brokerages. We built the tools that were only once available to the large hedge funds, big asset management companies. We've been developing it for 5 years, and with technology like this, with 27 different patent innovations behind it, we're bringing this institutional grade strategies to the retail investors. Again, our goal is to basically build pre-curated, trained strategies over to the retail investors and even to the savvy investors as well. Our mission is very simple: to help investors of all experience levels trade smarter, more disciplined, and AI-driven data points that they can actually consume and eliminate any impulsive decisions that you have, which is fear, greed, or FOMO. We're building a future with a platform with multi-model AI engine that we have that could optimize thousands of stocks for entries and exit. We're also actually, working every day to make sure that we have the high performance strategies for both retail as well as professional traders. And we have a lot of those things to actually share with you today. And we have some exciting news as well that we wanted to highlight. We are at the forefront of the innovation in the trading world, and even more proud of the exceptional talent and the team that we have built at Option Circle. That includes our team here and world-class board of directors and advisors such as Ed Tilley, who was a former chairman of the CBOE and actually managed CBOE for 15 years. Before going deeper into the product, I would like to invite our esteemed guest and friend and a legend in the field of trading, who doesn't need any introduction. Please welcome Jon Najarian.
Jishu, it is my pleasure. I love the team. Obviously, I've been on calls with Ed Tilley, both in his former role with SIBO Global Markets, and of course, where he built that thing into a monster. And of course, now where he is a valued investor and friend of Option Circle. Same thing with Colby Lamberson. I know him well from SIBO Global Markets and Consolidated Trading. They've done a great job. And folks, I can't say enough nice things about Shishu and the team. Moneta Advisory Partners, which you may never have heard of before. You may have heard of Market Rebellion, and we love what Shishu and the team have built. But you may not have heard of Moneta Advisory Partners. but we are basically a venture evangelist. That's a phrase that we coined some 5 or 6 years ago. We're also a venture accelerator, where when we see something like this, where we see the size of the market that Option Circle can serve, as well as something that's really unique. We love to help promote this, and so my business partner Mark Lopresti and I are very excited about this one in particular because Option Circle seems to have both a great team, a great vision, and it makes things so much easier for both retail and professional traders. We are very excited about that because so many times people have to leg. And if you're somebody who's not heard that expression before, that means, for instance, if you want to do a spread, you have to put on one side, and then when that side's filled, put on the other side. And the engine that these guys have built allows you to basically jump 3 stages past that level. And it's just, I think, going to be how people trade going forward. And it's, as Shishu said, it's agnostic. It doesn't matter if you're trading on Tasty Trade. It doesn't matter if you're trading on any of the top platforms out there. Our platform rolling out as well soon, Rebel Trade, we're very much looking forward to. And we think the customers at Market Rebellion and at Rebel Trade are really going to enjoy uh, what this platform can do because just the regular part of the platform, before we go into the AI side of it, Shishu, is amazing. And so that's why we got so excited about it, folks. It's why I'm here with you tonight talking on this webinar. And I think you guys will be very impressed by what you see and what you hear from all of us on this webinar tonight.
Thank you, Jon. Thanks a lot.
Sure. My pleasure.
And we also have another friend who's not here, Mark Lopresti. He's the CEO of Market Rebellion, but at the same time, long time advocate for financial education. He's spent decades into the helping retail investors with their journey to make sure they succeed. And he's a good, trusted advisor and a friend, and helping us navigate through this next phase. We thank you him as well very much for his contribution. He couldn't be here today, but we really value that.
He's out in the middle of the ocean somewhere, Shishu.
I know. So next slide, I wanted to highlight the partnership that we're announcing on this one, and we'll go deeper into this in a bit. But Jon, you want to say something about this partnership first?
Absolutely. I mean, again, what we do at Market Rebellion is we provide both educational services, folks. You may have heard of that. You may have also seen us on CNBC for decades, or Fox News, Fox Business, and Newsmax, News Nation, a whole host of media that you might get either from cable or streaming. And we help investors see what's going on with unusual activity. That's what we're known for. That means large blocks of options that are bought, whether they're calls or puts. And then we try to move the odds into our favor and into the investor's favor by doing spreads. So, as much as possible, we do spreads. And as I already described about legging, when you're doing a spread, it is at some brokerages very difficult, including Robinhood, one of the biggest, and quite frankly, one of the ones we shoot for. Robinhood is a great platform, but they don't do what a lot of you want to do as far as spreads and things like that. Well, that's where something like Option Circle, and Option Circle is the only thing that I've seen that does all of these things, can basically have all these preset spreads that can basically fire off the trades to that brokerage, so that no matter what broker you're at, sooner or later, Shishu and the team over at Option Circle will do a deal with that brokerage because they are not a brokerage, folks. They are broker agnostic, as he said, and as I have emphasized. So that means that wherever you're comfortable, you don't need to move, and you can take advantage of what they've built over at Option Circle so that they can fire in trades for you. And as Shishu will describe, they can also do AI or artificial intelligence trades that help you become a more efficient trader and hopefully a more profitable trader. It's still incumbent on all of us to be on the right side of the market, but instead of spending so much of your time doing that laborious task of getting that spread lined up on the entry platform of whoever you're trading on, it's a lot nicer to have Option Circle do as much of that as possible for you. It doesn't pick the trades for you, but it will execute them in a much more efficient manner. And that's really what we got excited about when we first saw this, Shishu.
Thank you. Thank you, John. I would like to also invite our, expert in trading, Matthew Timpane, who I want him to actually give a quick demo about, many different types of strategies we can enable, other than what John is describing. Matthew, go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Shishu and John. We have a pretty great platform here. I'm just going to share my screen here, and we can kind of quickly look at what we can do. You guys should be able to see it now.
Just about up there. There it is.
There we are. All right. So you can see here, it's a nice, beautiful interface here to begin with for Option Circle's platform. You have your portfolio value and all the data that you're going to ever need, really to just kind of get a quick top line overview of where you are. And as you can see here, we do have the AI insights, which the beta access is coming soon. But it's very easy. And you can see down here, we have all kinds of portfolio strategies. You can build your own, symbol list that you want to use. You can be able to build now technical screeners that we actually have that will do some of the trading and pick some of the ideas for you. For the most part, we are still building things like that are kind of either thematic or intentional right now. So you can see we have a MACD kind of AI plus $50 billion market cap daily bull, trading strategy here. It's up pretty well over the last few months, 75%. We can go into this here quickly and just kind of take a look at it. But we have all kinds. You can see here we use RSI, we use moving averages. We're going to only be adding more indicators as well. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at this MEG 7 leap long-term moving average trend, right? It's a longer-term trend, but we can build onto this and do something that's kind of cool and add some shorter-term stuff onto it as well. So let's just take a look. Right now, the performance is about 10%. This is kind of relatively new too. We've only been at it for a few months in this leap trader. So you can see here, beautiful P&L up and to the right. And then you have all your data statistics down here as well. And let's go back. So if you want, what you can easily do here is build one of these out, or you can add on. We'll quickly show you how to add on here onto this, just to kind of give you an idea of where it's going. You can see here we can add an agent at any time. So say, you have this MEG 7 leap long-term moving average trend. You want to add something on. Say you like Palantir. You want to add Palantir to it, but you want it to be, maybe more alpha-based, hourly, type of setup that's going to last, an intermediate term swing trade, right? Like something like a 30 or 60-day DT, not a leap trade. You can simply add that agent into there. And then you just have created basically a new strategy for yourself by adding that in there. Now, if you want to be able to create any of these things, that's really simple as well. All you do is go over to create new, and you would go to create an agent. Now, to keep things kind of simple, I'm not going to go through this whole step really fast or all the way through, but we'll pull one up. So we'll go back and then you'll see how this tree kind of lays out for everybody. All right. So we'll just pick one here. And we'll just look at the AI MACD bullish strategy. This one is combining all of these agents, so we can pull this down. You'll see here we have two agents actually in this strategy already. So you have the over 50 billion market cap and under 50 billion market cap. So you can see the one here that we already previously showed 76% year to date. We can go into here and view it. You can see how this is all laid out. Very simple. You have your start time. You can lay that out quickly. You have your names that you can select. So you have, every single symbol in there right there is for top AI. Let's edit this. I want to show everybody one thing that they can do that's kind of cool. And you can kind of go down here. So we have symbols. We have some preset ones here. You can also use focus lists, and you can import your own focus list, like a custom watch list, AI-driven screener. You can look at the custom watch list. I know we have some already here. So you have what we like to call the Junior Meg 7. Say you wanted to do that, you could just add that, and that would pop that right in for you. You also can import anything that you want that you've made in pre-technical screens. So this one's got a MACD volume kind of preset there. And then when we come over here, like John was talking about, you can pick exactly what you want. You can have a call, you can have a put, you can do call spreads, bull spread, bull put spreads, whatever you really want to do. I mean, we have it. You can do buy rights, covered calls, callers, iron condors. You add that in there, it's going to trade it for you, and it's sub-second. And then you'll have your closeout. So you'll set your closeout parameters. You can do it on a signal parameter as well as having a standard, parameter of like, loss, right? Loss or gain. So here you have your signal on your technical. That would close out immediately. And on this side, we have one closes out the other. So this one, we're looking for huge gains, 350%. So basically, I set up a 10-to-1 risk reward in this because AI names are hot, right? Like they can go. This is a swing trading type of service or strategy that we've developed. So we're going to look at 35% stop loss, and then we're going to look either for that MACD signal or 350% gain or more. And I'm going to say, hey, I want that to be taken off the table at that point. And it's simple. You save it, you go through the steps and the details, you create your own URL and all that, and then you have literally deployed your strategy. All you have to do is put in the initial budget, the availability to trade, that maximum risk per trade that you want to really take. So when you are building it, you got to think about that, right? Like if you're building something big, like on a Spotify or something like that, or a Netflix, you're going to want to have that maximum risk opened up. But then you just go down, you simply deploy it and hit save. And the cool thing about this is you can send this out to the public marketplace as well, so that other people can actually either license it from you or they can copy and clone it. So maybe you've developed a strategy that you like, but you want to let people use it. You can go into that marketplace over here, and you can literally come in and take, whatever's public, copy and clone it, and then put your own symbols list in there. So you can take your own focus list and add that in to that model that you've just, copy and cloned. And now you have that trading. And you can do that all within minutes. Does anybody else have any questions?
Matthew, you want to go through some of the hedging strategies, maybe?
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. So let's go back. So say we're looking at that Meg 7, right? Like, you're a leap trader. You want to have that long-term exposure, but you also like to produce short-term gains onto that strategy. So let's just come in here. We'll pull that back up. All right. So you can have this Meg 7 leap long-term trader. Let's come down here. You can see we already added that Palantir strategy for the alpha. Say you want to add in the Google hedge strategy. You come right in here. This is something that we've looked at. So like that Palantir, when we did a backtest data, we had, a pretty good risk reward ratio of like, it's kind of crazy because, Palantir has been on an awesome run recently. I think the risk reward ratio was like 8.55, which is, you're not going to get that as it matures, but we can add in this Google kind of hedge strategy here for your Meg 7s. And should be right down here. There it is, Google hedging strategy. So this is on a shorter term time frame. It's 30 minutes. And we're just looking at a simple 7 by 20 moving average crossover. as long as it's there, got to reset and it'll be right there for you. So when we got that, the risk reward ratio was about 1.9, so nearly 2.0. And so that's not bad. I mean, I think the win rate was actually 54.4%. And this was all over a 5-year period. So that's a decent hedge you want to have on in Google. So now it hasn't been running long because we just kind of started this out. It was about a month ago. So obviously Google, the market has been in this bull market, but I think it's a good way to kind of highlight it as well. So right down here, now we can see this MEG's Leap long-term moving average trend has 3 agents now deployed into this. And what we can do is pull up the Google hedging strategy. You can see here, it's only up 1.2%. It's traded though a handful of times. So let's just kind of take a look at it. You'll see agent trades, it's triggered a lot over this last month, but it's about flat. That's not bad when the market is, in a bull market. Google now on your MEG 7 Leap trade is working well. This is still positive, but you can see here it's closing out trades. It's taking them, at the stop loss, and then you're getting, 278% wins on this. So once the market reverses, this thing's going to work really well on your hedging strategy. Come over here. You can see you can add in anything in your descriptions here. So it tells you exactly what I'm doing here. I'm buying a -40 delta put, at least 1 DTE for a 30-minute crossover on the 7 and 13 moving average. And you have your versions, and then you have your performance metrics right here. So you can see here for the past month how it's worked. So you're not going to have trades every day in this model, but it will trade as soon as that crossover comes. It's unlike that MEG 7 that's going to be in it. It's built off of longer term moving averages. So you're going to sometimes have like 2 Google trades going on. But what this is trying to do is, reduce that risk to that Leap strategy that you're running. And
Matthew, I think you'd agree. One of the real benefits of something like this is that all of us preach you've got to be disciplined about taking losses as well as taking profits.
exactly.
And it's the number one place people screw up, folks. And it's not just about taking the losses. Many of you will take your profits way too soon. I understand, we're all kind of maybe it's greed, maybe it's you just want to win so bad that you take the profit, but the biggest thing is, the discipline of cutting the losses. And if you let losses run, you won't be in this game for long. But if you have this, along with a little bit of your own self-discipline, I think you're going to be in this game a long time and a long-term winner.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. The pain point that this solves, it does it for you. And that you could see, you had almost 300% winner there on Google, but it's cutting the losses for you. You can even come in here into this treat, right? So you get a crossover on that technical indicator, it immediately goes out. As you can see here, got an immediate market order. We don't want to be in it. We don't want to risk it. And then if you hit your profit targets or if you hit your maximum threshold, immediately it stops you out. Biggest problem is the emotions that independent trader has that's discretionary based. We've all had it. We've all been there. We felt the FOMO. We felt the, hey, we can double down and make our money back. You learn the hard way, right? So this is something that helps people, especially that have those issues.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matthew. I think this was awesome. Thanks a lot.
Matthew, one quick question from an attendee. They asked, does the agent buy and sell to close all positions? How long are the trades typically held, intraday or longer? Maybe you can answer or show it to them on the screen again with that one more time with the sort of the exit strategy, the risk management part. I guess the question is how much time do you have to spend watching all this? And I think the answer is we're trying to get it to no time. You're just kind of being the manager of strategies. But go ahead.
That's exactly it, right? So we are actually trying to get it to no time. I mean, obviously you got to be comfortable, but this is why we have a loop in here, right? So we have this loop and it's constantly searching for that new position. So whatever you're going to have here in your symbol list, it could be, whatever stocks that you're looking at, and you can have a strategy like this 7, crossing over the 13 moving average from a technical basis. So say you get maybe you have a list of unusual option activity right now, and you have this list that you're like, okay, so we saw this come out yesterday. We want to make sure that momentum's on our side, and I've developed this strategy. And I just want to be able to be in it for day trades. I mean, that's 100% possible. Yes, I've showed you a leap strategy. I've showed you an hourly strategy and a 30-minute strategy. But, if you want, you can go to the 5-minute, the 10-minute. You can do that, scalping strategy if you like during the day, and it can open and close on the open and close, an hour later if the signal is there. So let's just kind of look at this again, how it's set up. Again, you can come in here, you can have a decision, right, from a technical basis if you want. So you can set it up. We have all kinds of different scripts. We have, you can use RSI, you can use, stochastics, you can use moving averages, MACD. We're only going to add more. That's just the technicals that we've kind of focused on right now to begin with the basics, right? The basics work a lot of the times if you do some, testing. And if you see it, I mean, they can work just really well. And then you have this right here. So as soon as you would just hit yes after you put in that, hey, I want to be out on this moving average crossover. You can come in here and you can see you can do single order, the one cancels the other. And this one, when you just simply do a single order, that means it's immediately going to close this on that technical signal that you have. So say, yesterday you had a unusual activity signal on Palantir and, but it failed your cloud, moving average cloud strategy. So you just wanted to get out. This would literally knock you out within that first minute. So as soon as it breaks and it closes below that candle, on that time frame that you're trading, so whether it's the 5-minute, the 10-minute, it's gonna get you out. Here, you come in. This is a second risk management parameter. All right, just to touch on it. So one cancels the other. Price change, or you can do set price. I like to do price change because I'm just looking at percentages. I'm not usually looking at price as much. I don't focus on price as much as my percentage for my P&L, right? So we can do greater than 150, but you can set to whatever you want. If you're doing 0 DTEs, you might have this set at 200, 300%. And you might have your stop loss still, set at that minus 50%, but you can also change it. If you wanted to, you can come down here and you can do it for 25%. And then also we can set the way we're going to get out of this. And I think that's a very important thing as well. So you can set it at bid and mid, so it sends a limit order between that bid and mid ask price. That way, you're not going to get taken advantage of by the market makers. You're not, they're going to usually, if you just send it at market, a lot of times they're just going to hit that bid. In certain strategies, that's perfectly fine. So stuff that's super liquid, SPY, Meta, any of those names, perfectly fine to just hit the bid, get out. But, if it's a lesser known name, you might want to have that order worked a little bit. You can set it to bid and mid, and that's usually where the market makers are going to take that order anyways. So same with on the way, on buying, you can go between mid and ask. So you don't have to be right on the ask. Again, you're going to probably do that when it's a little bit less liquid. You can also do a forced close on this as well. So you can make sure, hey, I'm day trading this, but I don't want to be in, the market. I wouldn't say you want to miss power hour if you're looking for all day, but you can go to minutes before and you can go, hey, I don't want to be in 5 minutes before the close because we know there can be some volatility right there that we just don't want to be a part of. And you can set that up and then just save it. It's simple as that. And once you save the whole strategy, like I showed you previously, you can deploy it connect it right to your brokerage and deploy it. It's as simple as that. And then it'll start running immediately for you.
Perfect. So that's like three risk management areas where you can get out of the trade. So I think that's interesting. And then the loop function is basically keeping it going the whole
Correct.
day. So it's constantly monitoring your position, whether you're there or not.
Yes. And it's basically another arm for you, another set of eyes, another brain.
Perfect.
Somebody asked this question, whether if we make our strategy public, or sorry, put it on the marketplace, then someone can license and clone it. Will they pay for it? The answer is you don't necessarily keep that as public, you just keep that as restricted. So people won't be able to see the details. And if they wanted to subscribe to your strategy, they'll have to license it from you. And then they have to pay for it. And another question is there a way to set up our own custom technical indicators? Yes, we have, Matthew, maybe you can go into the predefined technicals and where users can actually pick from the 2000 plus different variables they can pick from and create their predefined technical analysis. And they can save that and they can, embed that within the bot itself. You can pretty much actually, query through any technicals that you're looking for, even if you see options interest increase or the volume increase or any of the most popular moving averages or oscillators or trend indicators, you can actually enable all those things. Very soon, we are also adding skews, volatility figures, volatility ranking, and there are many other different indicators we're adding, hopefully by the end of this month.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So right now, a lot of technicals, but we're adding all kinds of options data that we're going to be incorporating into this because we know that you need to have that as well. So it's not just technical trading. You need to have the option data as well. But if you kind of look at here, we have the populars. These are easy ways to kind of like, hey, I want to see price broke 52-week low, price broke 52-week high, moving averages. Any of those crossovers you can create yourself. Go down here, price gaps. So, change up 5%. Some people like to see that, like, pre-market, is this up 5%? Okay, these are things we're going to want to get into. There's going to be momentum throughout the day, change down 10%, consecutive winning periods. So we have anything almost you want. Like Shishu said, there's about 2,000 different variables that you could set in throughout here. And we're going to only be adding more as we continue to develop the platform in all areas, whether it's technicals or options data driven. RSI periods here, you can look at different sections that you like to maybe trade in. Some people want to see that break above that 30 level in the RSI. Some people only want to take it above 50. So we have all those different options here for you. Trend indicators, MACDs, momentum, bearish trend, which is something that we developed in-house, and then Bollinger Bands contracting or expanding. That's great for, a lot of times straddle players out there. And then volume, unusual volume increases, volume up certain percentages. So yes, you can come in, set this all up yourself. If you want to just see quickly, price broke 52-week low, volume above 1 million, and then up 10 to 25% from last day. It would pull out a list for you here, but you can set this as a parameter, so it'll also screen for you, but you can actually just save it. And if you save it, simply save the preference, and you would just be able to load that in there. So that's why, like, when we saw that tree that I had and it said import, it was an imported technical analysis page there. So yeah, not a problem. You can go in, create your own technicals, your own models. And then if you want, you can release it to the public for free if you're trying to do the greater good. Or if you want and you've got some kind of secret sauce, right? You can restrict it and you can license it to people.
Here's a question from Jatin Preet Singh. It says, does the software also choose the best option strike price and expirations based on Black-Scholes pricing models? And does it find a list of stocks that satisfy the trades, or is that to be input manually? So I would say this right now. I mean, we have stuff in the works where we're building exactly that. There is finding the best option strike price is a close, very close to my heart topic, and so we're working on that. That's a simple question, but a very difficult answer that the world has been trying to figure out for a long time. So I would say that it's in the works, and but I think that right now we have enough data to get that information to you, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get a program. Shishu, do you have anything else to say?
I think you're right. And these are some of the areas which we've touched on it many times before. And it's just, not everybody appreciates it, to be very honest. I would say we'll get back to this one at
Okay.
some point.
And folks, one of the things here is that um, and one of the reasons I'm excited about what uh, Option Circle is doing is these guys. Number one, you can't imagine having something like this at your disposal even just 2 or 3 years ago, let alone 10, 20 years ago, and the amount of money you could have made with this kind of technology. But these guys are independent. They are going to do a crowdfunding, and the investment is in fact now open on Start Engine, and they've got early bird and loyalty bonuses available for early Option Circle users, as well as on our side, Rebels Roundup subscribers. The overview goes something like this. The early bird deadline is the 2nd of July. So that's just 2 days away for the early bird folks. But this is going to be a pretty exciting thing. I've been with these guys when people at the New York Stock Exchange and elsewhere have seen what Shishu and the team have built, and they've tried to take it, not illegally, but buy it. And right now, they are doing a crowd fund, which would mean that they will remain in control. And for those of you not familiar, a crowd fund is something that, because of the Jobs Act that was passed, nearly a decade ago now, you don't need to be a super qualified individual to participate. They're raising a total of 43.7 million. The shares are priced at 75 cents, and the minimum investment is just $500.25. So call it 501 if you want, $501. And the early investors do get a 10% bonus share. If you're somebody who's traded options and you can see how quickly people would adapt this on a variety of platforms, from Webull to any of your favorite trading platforms, you can see that this is something that will grow rather quickly. Does that mean that it goes public? Perhaps. Does it get bought? Perhaps, but not at this level, not at $44 million, folks, because this thing is, like I say, very unique in what it offers, especially on the AI side, how efficiently it works. And you can go to startengine.com and you hit a /offering and then another / for option-circle. That's startengine.com offering, /offering / option -circle. And you can see all about it. I'm sure Shishu could talk about it a little, but I think this is going to be a great opportunity. We have really loved what crowdfunding has done to democratize investments of this sort, to where, for instance, Newsmax, folks, was a crowd fund. And Newsmax, when Mark Lopresti and I had Chris Ruddy, the chairman of Newsmax, on our Rebels Edge in December, they were offering folks a chance to get in at a similar price. And it ended up coming public at $10. It was not a SPAC, but it did come public at 10. First trade was 14. It went to $80 that day, and it went over $200 the second day. Now it's come back to earth, but nonetheless, it is still better, much better than a 10x return for Newsmax, NMAX. You guys can look it up and see the sort of bang you get for your buck with these crowd funds. I mean, they're just going nuts. And as an opportunity to buy something that's not pie in the sky, this is technology that's being deployed right now. at some of the biggest US brokers. So I own some of it, full disclosure. Mark owns some of it, and obviously Shishu and his team. That's it. This is not owned by one of the big brokerage firms or something like that, which is why, of course, it's available across multiple platforms. So I'd encourage you to check it out at startengine.com/offering/option hyphen or dash circle.
Thank you. Thank you, Jon. That means a lot, Jon. Thank you so much.
Of course, sir.
I also wanted to actually highlight some of the coming soon innovations that we're bringing in. And all I can say is there's quite a lot of exciting stuff that we're working on right now as we speak. And that includes the next generation backtesting software, where anyone will be able to simulate or refine their strategies with institutional grade precision, which means, we're pretty much looking at every corner to make sure that, you will be able to go back test your strategies. If you're building it, then you can do that. But if you're not building it, you're using one of the existing ones, we will show you their results, their ROIs, their win rates. We have that right now, but you'll be able to do that for yourselves as well, starting the end of July. And we're also actually enabling, we have multi-model AI framework, which we're very proud of the work that we've done. And this AI-powered strategy engine that we have built, where we are pushing deep learning across 4,000 stocks with options to improve upon entries or optimize upon the entries and exits. And I think this will be incredible because this can enable higher or increase in win rates, or this will definitely improve your win rates as well. This will definitely improve your ROIs, and we're very excited about that one. The other stuff that we're doing is, of course, we are adding other brokerages, in the US and international. The biggest of all, Felix here, who's our expert in academy and education, and we're starting our daily podcast very soon, and that's where we're heading right now, where you will be able to get the expert commentary and actionable updates on a daily basis about the market, about specific stocks, and there's many different types of trading and the smart strategies that we're bringing in the next 3 months. There'll be probably 50 plus, and there's the full house. That amount of stuff that we have. We're very busy. And the last, I think I wanted to say that we would like you to invite, and I personally like you guys to come in, join, and be part of this community and support us, and so we can become a powerhouse. I personally really like to thank you, everyone, including our organizers, to help us navigate through this journey.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
let's take a look at that next slide, Shishu, with the so that next slide kind of, for those who don't want to type in startengine.com.this.that -this, whatever, scan that QR code. Because it makes it super easy, folks. And you see that it says just what we discussed earlier. It's almost a $44 million raise. The shares are priced at 75 cents. Minimum investment is just over $500. And as a bonus for people that act before Wednesday at 8:05 a.m. Pacific time, that's Pacific time, folks, you get a 10% bonus in your shares. So, if you buy 1,000 shares, you get an extra 100 shares with that 10% bonus. But you got to do it by Wednesday, July 2nd, before 8:25 a.m. Pacific time. But heck of an offer. And as you saw on the previous slides, Webull, Tasty Trade, so many of the biggest brokers they're already hooked into this. And then you guys, I bet most of you, certainly a large percentage of you would be people who are using those brokerages as your trading platform already. And imagine doing it with AI agents as well as some of those pre-programmed setups, whether it's for RSI, whether it's for MACD, whatever it might be. And then you can create your own as well. So those are the things, folks, that got us really excited about Option Circle. So I'd encourage you to scan the QR code, take a look. If it's an appropriate investment for you, I don't think you're going to be unhappy with the results you get. But again, I can't pull the trigger for you. I can just tell you that we're in and we're happy to be in.
Thank you. Any further questions from anyone? So there is another question. I think somebody says, what's an average ROI in the past 3 years using this platform, using real money? Don't say it depends. Look at your data from the broker and share your realistic numbers. The answer is we'll send you the realistic numbers on, through this email. We will contact you. We'll send you not only that, but the playbook that we have. We'll also, send you a document about the getting started. And, please feel free to reach out to us, ask for any support. We'll be there. How reliable is the platform for uptime? And is there any safeguards against any downtime causing agents to fail? I can say that from the time that I've actually started using this platform, I have not seen it going down. There could be a bug, that we introduced. We are actually, doing everything automated. Like, I mean, like every use case in the system is automated. We're taking it very serious. Our focus is to provide 99.99% uptime and make sure that there are no significant or issues in the system. And plus, I think there are some safeguards, or there are some rail that we have. You can always switch it off anytime. You can always remove the bot from the actual brokerage. So we have actually provided a lot of those safeguards, which I think, Matthew, you want to actually quickly go on that one? I think that would be really good. You have used it hundreds of times.
Yeah, so one of the things that we can do, and I don't have the share screen up anymore, but there's literally, it's when you look at the strategy in the agent, it's simply a play pause button, right? Like, so at any time you have a problem, you can literally say, okay, maybe the strategy is not working as I expected, and I need to get this stopped. I mean, that happens when you're doing auto trading, through an algorithm. There's going to be times you're going to say, hey, this isn't working. I need to get out of this now. I want all trades to be closed, or I want them to close as is. You hit the pause button and you're going to have that option. So it'll either let the model continue running through the open positions and close them as is, or you can immediately sell all positions, and that will just fire off everything all at once, sell that for you so that the model has stopped, so that there's a safeguard in place, so that you're able to protect yourself, right, from a catastrophe situation. Especially if you're trading short term, you can have those things sometimes happen if you have something you didn't do right in the model, or maybe the strategy is just really not working in that type of market environment. So there is a safeguard. I've had to use it myself, trading it live, where I'm like, oh, okay, wasn't sure if didn't want everything to be kind of firing off, and I had multiple trades kind of going out. I needed to refine some things, and I had to hit the safeguard. So it worked well, and I was able to get out of all positions right away.
Yeah, thank you. And I think one of the question was, when does Option Circle plan to IPO? The answer is we are definitely actually looking at multiple options, multiple paths for us. One option is, of course, the acquisition could be a viable path, particularly from the brokerages or hedge funds or asset managers. Brokerages could be here or across the country. There are other options like SPAC, which few of our brokerages just recently went into a SPAC mode or a SPAC route, and they end up actually getting a valuation of $5 billion. And that just recently happened. And of course, if we start making enough money, we'll do the buybacks, we'll start offering some dividends. That's the third route. But I think the two viable paths that I can see right now is possibly an acquisition target, because there's so much going in this industry, and we want it to be ahead in the game with 27 patent pending. And if we grow faster, we could actually go the SPAC route as well. I hope that answers your question.
Shishu, I would layer on top of that, like the growth and membership to the platform itself, the participation from sort of retail investors in the crowdfunded raise. Like at this stage of the company, really getting the right momentum and valuation and community to join the mission is the absolute most important thing, because it all builds on each other. I think the exit strategy or the sort of the liquidation strategy really keys in on growth of membership, growth of community, growth of performance, growth of functionality, and the rest, really kind of takes care of itself. So I'd layer on to Jon's sort of call to actions and opportunity to join the community and join the mission in a couple of ways early on and watch it grow fast. And then there'll be a lot of options to just sort of see the value of the company in market, either through sort of acquisition, through offering, through dividends, through all kinds of things.
Yeah, so somebody asked this question, is the platform up and running? The answer is yes, we're live, we're in production, we're live users. We have 5,000 plus users, and we're growing hundreds more on a weekly basis. And where can I get the investment document, company financials? I think, again, we'll answer that one. It's everything is on Start Engine right now. I'll put that link in there, which is...
Yeah, it's on the slide here, Shishu. If you go to that link or hit that QR code, in the starting listing, the financial review materials, the SEC filing, everything is available for you to go through in detail.
How do you sign up as a user? Go to optioncircle.com, and you will be able to start your sign-up process. Is there a locking period once you subscribe? Jeremy, you want to answer that question?
To the platform to invest or to the crowdfunded raise?
I'm assuming, from the platform side, you can actually cancel any day. But from the, maybe you can answer from the crowdfunding side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just looking into that. It's I should have this to term. It's September 10th at 1:59 a.m. CDT is the deadline. So it's all queued up until the ending period of the raise.
Yeah. All right. Any further questions from anyone? What does the platform cost to use now? It's about $120, $130 a month. So it's not a lot. And with all the improvements and add-ons that we are adding, I think it'll be a no-brainer. Guys, we will send you guys a few other documents. Feel free to get back to us. Send an email to support, and we're going to be monitoring it ourselves. Make sure you get the right answer. Again, I wanted to close it by saying thank you so much for coming, and we really appreciate that. I would like to thank you all our organizers, especially Jon, to come on board and give a huge validation and a confidence on Option Circle. Thanks a lot for your support. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for joining.
Have a great
everyone.
night, all you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Be well.
Good
Thanks,
night,
John.
everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.